is Lake Michigan. We aren't quite in the state of Michigan yet. We are in Illinois. We are heading to Chicago. And then from Chicago, we're going to head through to Michigan, the state that we've been trying to get to. So, stay on with us and watch what we get up to. Heaps of cycling in Michigan. And I'm not too sure how I'm going to put this vlog together because it is a lot of cycling that we're going to do. But let's see what we end up doing. So welcome again.
There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy.
So last year when we came in John, we brought him in March. He's a Michigan boy, so he's home now that we're back in Michigan. So we brought him all done out, all ready for us to go. The only thing we had to make a little bit of alterations on was the bikes under the bed in the back there. But after a little bit of work and buying some stuff to make the bikes sit in, they fit in absolutely perfectly. Only just, but perfectly. So last year we went up the west coast. We did California, the Redwoods, Sequoia, Yosemite, Kings Canyon, all the way up to Washington. We come across, we did Idaho, Montana, a little bit of Wyoming, and then we came on down, we did a little bit of Yellowstone again, even though we've done that before. The Grand Tetons. Oh my goodness, the Grand Tetons is probably one of the most beautiful places and underrated. A lot of people, especially New Zealanders, haven't actually heard about the Grand Tetons. Absolutely gorgeous. Did the Grand Tetons, and then we got to Colorado, and we couldn't leave. Love Colorado, spent 4 months there. So hence at the end of the year when we went home to New Zealand for our summer, we decided on what we were going to do this year, and we came on back here in March with the idea of doing Michigan, and here we are. So this is day one in Michigan on the Rail to Trails. Cool trail already, we're only like 5 minutes in, and it's sort of like a crushed limestone, I say.
Yep. Yeah.
So a little bit of resistance, but really nice and smooth. As all trails here in the USA, there's heaps of these information boards. It has been awesome riding this trail today. There has been blueberry trees, cranberry trees. So this is like the fruit belt of Michigan.
It's windy.
Very windy.
Typical headwind on our way back home.
And we're back. John was parked outside the courthouse, so we were pretty confident he would be here when we got back. So that's good. Nice ride. Hey, we have headed out to Jackson and we are doing the Falling Waters Trail. These for great little bikes here in Jackson. So it's part of the Experience Jackson County Cycles for the cycleways. So you've even got a little bit of a basket on the back, a little bit of a basket on the front. It's fantastic. So this is all the art. It's all down one avenue as such. It's very cool. Very, very cool ride. So being the rail trail, there are all these information boards along the way. This one tells us how there was a depot here that had a waiting room, an agent's office, a luggage room and space for 3 telegraph operators, 4 passenger trains, 2 from each direction, and up to 48 freight trains passed every 24 hours. So down here at the town of Concord is where we got to. There is a beautiful lake, it's called Reynolds Lake, and then there's the mill pond, and looks of that, you can canoe, kayak, paddleboard. Oh, sorry about the noise. There's even a little free library if you'd like to help yourself to a book. So we're going to head back now to the start of the Falling Waters Trail. So we actually didn't get on our trail today till about 1:30. We actually went into Lansing, which is the capital of Michigan. And we thought we'd do a little bit of a cycle there inner city Lansing, like the main street and where the actual Capitol building is, which is absolutely beautiful, where the baseball stadium is, gorgeous. But any of the parks we went to, we just didn't feel John Van Jovi was going to be safe or there when we got back. So we made a decision to listen to our gut feeling, and we kept on driving. That's when we came to Jackson, had a bit of lunch, and started on this particular trail now, which is the Falling Waters Trail, like I said. And let's hope me videoing this now doesn't make a mockery in 17 kilometres time that John is unsafe and not there when we get back there. And if anyone's wondering and thinking we're being a bit hard on the crime rate, checking that out, we actually looked up the crime rate. Detroit has the highest in the USA, and the second highest might be a surprise to some people. It is not to Brett and I, and this is why we do check it out. It is where, Brett, the second highest?
Memphis.
Memphis. And a lot of people don't realise we were in Memphis back in 2020. We were probably 4 blocks maybe, walk to Beale Street.
So this is our apartment in Memphis, which really sweet digs. But you would think we're in Chicago when I come out here this morning and went, why is there glass everywhere? Bullet hole in our window. Just by the door here, where the bullets actually hit the ground, and I found the actual bullet.
So there you go. So we're not being precious. We are being safety conscious. And there's John. He is safe and sound. And there. That's the main thing for us.
Another day, another ride on the rail trail. So we are here in a little place called Frankfort, and it is a gorgeous day, and we're going to hit the trails. And today it's actually the Bestie Trail. So that's the Bestie Valley Trail, and it's in the Benzie County. So there's 22 miles, and it's along lakes and rivers, over bridges, through a little bit of a forest, and we are planning on doing that whole 22 miles out and then turning around and coming on back. Sounds like a pretty good trail. So off we go. What's in front of us. So we started our Beulah, and we're going to go all the way down to the Thompsonville Trailhead. So there's lots of crossings, but this is like a highway 115 crossing, and they give you plenty of warning to know that it's a crossing and it's busy, and to be extremely careful. This is something you don't see in New Zealand, not this kind of wildlife crossing. So in our time doing cycling in the USA, we have done a lot. One of the bigger ones, and the first one we ever did, was back in 2020. We did the Katy Trail. Hired some bikes, had some pannier bags, packed all our overnight gear and our gear we needed for 5 days in our pannier bags, and cycled the trail, stopping at Airbnbs that we'd sorted out. So talking about wildlife, sadly with all our cycling, there has been a few casualties over the years, snakes being one of the main ones. I've run over a few over my time because you do not see them until the last minute. Brett did hit, well, I'm thinking Brett didn't kill him. I'm going with he didn't kill him, but he did hit, sadly, a chipmunk, of all things.
I'm pretty sure he's not living, Rachel.
So we've gone through the town of Beulah, and the track now, it's still a really good track, a little bit heavier gravel, but a little bit unkept. So occasionally a management meeting is called between Brett and I, and a management meeting has just been called. It's a gorgeous day, and we've got onto this trail, like I said, from Beulah. It's turned into this more of a rugged kind of trail, which is fine. But when there's so many beautiful trails here, and that first portion of the trail was absolutely gorgeous, the town of Beulah looked awesome.
Yep.
So management is saying,
We go back for a nice coffee and hang out there.
yeah, and at least then we can go hang out at some of the beaches. Just the way we look at it, there's no point sort of doing something that's a little bit blah. You're just not doing it for us. So turn around we go. Back to the town of Beulah. No doubting that this here would have been the old train station back in the day. And this is the track, like I said, that we're riding on. Tree right here, plant, is what we're guessing is poison ivy. Hence why they've put the sign right next to it, just in case you don't know what poison ivy is, which is the likes of us. Brett's off to pay for our parking. It's $7 to park here all day at the beach. Now I have to actually be honest about something. When I used to hear people that lived in Chicago say, hey, we're off to the beach for the day, I used to think, how are you off to the beach? There's no ocean. This is amazing. This really is a beach. And as you can see, the houses just must get inundated with sand coming in with the winds.